this webinar, you are going to get to know why social media is so important, especially in a time like this. Why is social media so important? You're also going to discover why advertisers are still using Facebook as the main platform when running ads on social media. Okay, tonight you're also going to discover my 5-step attention authority framework to capture attention online in a crowded marketplace. And I'm also going to share with you my top 7 tips to ensure that your Facebook ads are successful. Who's excited about that? Who is excited about knowing these things that are going to help you stand out in the crowd and essentially stand out amongst a busy marketplace like we've got today? Yeah, awesome. Welcome, Chris. So good to have you. Thanks, Louise. Yeah, there is going to be so much gold in what we are talking about tonight. So I'm really super pumped. So, okay, now just also a little bit of background as well in what's happening in today's marketplace. We are seeing a massive increase in the number of social media users around the world. In fact, we have seen, as you can see in this image here, the number of social media users, of active social media users, is around 3.83 billion. So the numbers have gone up even since January. Since 2019, there has been an increase in 8.7% of social media users. That is massive. Like 8.7% is a huge increase. Essentially, like when you think about it, in 2019 compared to 2018, there was about a 6% increase. And this year there's been a jump. It's gone up by 8.7. So that's a huge increase, which means that we're looking at over 304 million people who have jumped on in the last year. So that's a staggering amount, and there's a reason why that is. There's actually no better time in history than right now during this pandemic, where everyone is online. Everyone has shifted their strategy and they're moving online and pivoting towards using social media and changing their strategy of how they do business and also how they work. People are now working from home, which means that people are spending more time on their phones or on social media. There's no boss hovering behind them, making sure that they're, not browsing other pages during work hours. They're connecting with friends and family through social media now because they can't meet face to face. And how you do online is pretty much how you do everything these days. So it's pretty amazing, and we're really excited about this. So why use Facebook for business? At the moment, we are seeing that Facebook is still, in terms of the number of social media users compared to the other platforms, it's still the strongest. Facebook has 16 million monthly active Australian users. That's massive. If you look at YouTube and Instagram, then you'll find that YouTube has about 15 million. Instagram has about 9 million. Okay, LinkedIn has 5.5 million active Australian users. So Facebook has the most number of users across all the different platforms. And also Facebook, the amount of time people spend on Facebook is much higher than any of the other social media platforms. And they say about 22.4% of humans all over the globe have Facebook. So if you met every single human across the planet, roughly 1 in 4 would be on Facebook. So that's amazing. And ultimately, what I want to do is I want to help you generate sales and grow your email database online. So ultimately, I really want to show you tonight, in this hour that we have together, how you can use Facebook to generate leads and to build your list. So building your CRM, your client relationship manager, which is pretty much where your database should be sitting, where you can have automated email marketing, messages sent out, things like that, and ultimately creating sales through email marketing. And that only happens when you can take people off social media and into your list. One other great thing about Facebook over the other platforms is that Facebook has unbelievable insights on all of our digital activities. Now, quick question for you. Has anyone here heard of the fact that Facebook is always listening? Does anyone know a little bit about the way Facebook understands our browsing behavior? Leave me a comment below. Does anyone know how is Facebook tuning in to our browsing behavior? Pretty much recently, I posted, in fact, today I posted on LinkedIn a question, and I said, how can giving social media giants like Facebook more control over our personal data be good for my business? I think it's a really good question, right? Like, how can giving Facebook more control over our data actually be good for our business? And Andy said everything is being tracked. Yes. So Facebook, pretty much, I'll just give you guys a brief explanation for this. So pretty much Facebook is they want to have transparency over how their users use their data. Okay, so they feel better about their ads when, like, Facebook wants us to see better ads, and Facebook feels better when we see ads that we like, because it means that we're on their platform for longer and we're interacting with their ads. So that means that the tools that Facebook use, such as listening to our conversations through Facebook Messenger and the microphone, it actually allows us to, it allows us to see better ads, and it allows Facebook to actually show us content that we want to hear. So if we've been talking about Bunnings and we've been talking about like doing home renovations, all of a sudden you might start seeing home reno ads or Bunnings ads pop up on your newsfeed. So what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment below. Do you think that Facebook showing you ads that you want to see is actually invading your privacy, or do you think that that's pretty cool? What are you more inclined towards? Let me know. While you guys leave a comment, another positive thing about social media, which you all know, is that it has immediate reach. So you can actually have direct personal conversations with your audience using Facebook, and relationships is everything. And today we are seeing more and more people communicate with each other using social media because of the fact that you can get immediate reach, and also the fact that you are able to not only get immediate reach, but you've got a world of people that you would normally not be able to connect with, and you can now do that literally through your iPhone, through your smartphone device. Chris, there is definitely an option to opt out. Great answer. So the way to opt out is actually when you see an ad, and if you don't like it, you just click on the top right corner of the ad where it says, why am I seeing this ad? And you can literally tell Facebook, I don't want to tune into these ads. And Facebook will stop showing you these particular ads. Andy said, I don't mind receiving targeted ads because I find it easy to tune out. It never feels invasive or over the top. Yeah, cool. Love it, Andy. That's awesome. So I have a question for you guys. Is Facebook B2B or B2C? Now, for those that don't know what B2B or B2C, could I get in the comment, if you could leave me a comment, let me know, do you know what B2B and B2C stands for? If you know what B2B or B2C stands for, please leave me a comment below. Yes, Louise, awesome. So what is B2B and what is B2C? And do any of you fall into that either of those categories? Love it, Louise. B, yes. So B2B is business to business and B2C is business to consumer. If you are a business to business, leave me a yes in the comments below. So if you are selling to other business owners, leave me a yes, or drop me an emoji in the chat box if you'd like. Christopher is B2C, business to consumer. Awesome. I'm B2C, but I also want to appeal to B2 small businesses to help spread the message. Awesome, Andy. Then you are on the right webinar, because if you're wanting to help businesses spread the message and you want to speak to other business owners, then B2B or B2C, either or will work for you if you are using Facebook. And I'll tell you why. Facebook is actually neither B2B, thank you, Louise. Facebook is actually neither B2B or B2C. Facebook is actually P2P, person to person. So that's the catch. Facebook is actually all about selling to people, and it doesn't matter whether you are selling to a business owner, whether you are selling to small businesses or large businesses as well. It does not matter. Facebook is all about selling to people. Okay, so if you're selling to people, if you're selling to a human and not a robot, if you're selling to a human behind the computer, behind the person that clicks the ad, then it's going to be useful for you to actually be running Facebook ads. And I'll tell you how effective Facebook ads is in a moment. So the simplest and most ultimate sales equation that I want you guys to write down tonight is this. And I share this I've shared this amongst thousands of people. Like, I've been running these webinars, on a regular monthly basis, ever since COVID. And before this, I used to run workshops and we'd fill the room every single month. And I always get people to remember this one equation. And it is going to be the simplest equation that you ever learn. Ultimately, more leads equals more sales. There is no other trick to that. If you have more leads, if you can generate more leads, then you have a higher likelihood of generating more sales. It is a direct and linear relationship. I recently ran an Instagram masterclass, and there's two people actually on here that were on my Instagram masterclass. And people asked me, how long did it take you to market that? Believe it or not, I actually marketed that about a week before the masterclass began, the Instagram masterclass began. I gave myself a 1 week period, which I have never ever done before. In the past, I always give myself at least 4 weeks, usually about 6 weeks to market. This time I did it within about 1 or 1.5 weeks. It was definitely less than 2. And I had 40 register. 40 registered, 30 showed up live. The other 10 watched the replay. And that was all thanks to the fact that I had a database. I have a database of over 2,000 people. And these are warm, highly qualified leads. And how did I grow this database? Simple. Facebook and Instagram. And only recently have I started to do LinkedIn, but pretty much over the last 3 years, it's just been Facebook and Instagram. So I can tell you that if you want to sell anything, it's not going to be just your ads that are going to sell for you. It's actually your email list, the strength of your database and your email marketing sequence that will sell for you. Because if you have a strong email marketing funnel and you're giving people valuable content, then people are going to buy from you because they know, like, and trust you. So even if you have something that is, and you're selling it for $90, which is what my webinar ticket, my Instagram masterclass tickets were, and I gave it about 1.5 weeks, you will still be able to sell because people trust you and they know you. So before you do anything, before you do any kind of marketing, and Chris will know this because we've been talking about this lately, haven't we, Chris? I want you to create a funnel. Before any of my clients work with me, before we do any kind of Facebook advertising, I always say to them, we need to have a funnel. Because what is the point of us running ads if we don't have a funnel to funnel them through? If we are attracting people online through social media and we have an ad, which is the top of the funnel, it's the very start of your marketing funnel. It's the awareness phase where people who are unaware become aware of who you are and what you do. If you don't have a funnel, you are going to lose them as a potential client because you need to get them from aware to interested to ready to take action and deciding to take action and working with you. So your funnel is ultimately the thing that sells. It's not the Facebook ad itself. So this is something that I want to get very clear tonight. It's not the Facebook ad that sells, it's actually your funnel. So your funnel will be things like your Facebook ad, your landing page, your thank you page, which is the page that people go on once they've subscribed to your email database. And from the thank you page, you can then email market them and create more attraction, more engagement, more trust, and also more value through your email marketing and social media. Okay, so continually posting on social media is also going to add and contribute to your funnel. So my 5-step attention authority marketing framework. This is my framework that is going to help you grab attention and gain trust and authority on social media. So this is the one thing that I do want you guys to write down today, apart from the simple equation, which is more leads equals more sales. This is the one 5-step framework that I want you guys to write down. And then we're going to move on to my 7 tips. So I've got lots to cover tonight. First of all, have a strong headline. And I'm going to uncover this in a lot more detail during the 7 tips. Second of all, solve a problem. Okay, so have a strong headline that captures attention and make sure that in your ad, in your post, in your social media post, or in your ad, solve a problem for your market. You also need to be presenting an idea. So present a new idea to your market and make sure that that idea is something that, you know, that they either haven't heard before, or you're creating your own new framework or your own new idea, and you're presenting something that is unique and you know, I guess directly relating to your product and unique to you. Next, provide and introduce your story, because your story is everything. And finally, have a call to action. If you don't have a call to action, you leave your viewers, your buyers, your scrollers with literally like they just don't know what to do next. So you kind of always got to guide them back and go, hey, subscribe or join my webinar or come along or come to my masterclass. Because if you don't have a call to action, people are like, okay, well, great. That was great information. Next. And they just keep scrolling. Okay, so my 7 tips. Who's excited about our 7 tips? Let me know. Leave me a comment. Leave me some love. Let me know. How are you guys finding this tonight? Are you learning lots? Is this something that you already know? Brilliant. Awesome. Thank you, Louise. Love it. Love the pineapple. Great branding. Are you learning lots tonight? Are you enjoying this? And is this of value? For the others that are on this webinar tonight, please leave me with a yes. Is this of value? And you know, are you learning loads from this webinar? Yes, thank you, Chris. Thank you so much. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yes, Andy, awesome. Cool, cool. So, tip number 1 is write great copy or hire a copywriter. That's right. If you don't hire a copywriter, your ads are ultimately going to fail. Okay, so this is one of my biggest tips. Copy is key. Okay, this is one of my clients who I have recently started doing Facebook ads for, who's a buyer's advocate. And he showed me one of his ads that he had another agency do recently. And he said to me, Phoebe, I spent thousands of dollars and, you know, worked with this agency and I wasn't getting any leads at all. In fact, the little leads that I did convert from Facebook were not qualified, and they did not even show up to my webinar, he said, and they weren't qualified. They weren't even ready to have a conversation with him. So what happened was I took over his ads and we redid his copy. This is the new copy. We redid his image. We also redid the landing page, and we redid everything from the ad, building the ad from scratch, through to the objective of the ad, through to even the placements of the ad, and even the audience. Everything about that ad, even though it was small and smallly tweaked, I made sure that his ad started to generate a higher conversion. So at first, his conversion rate was about like 1.75 conversion for appointments and showing up to his webinar. And now his conversion rate has gone up to about 6.25%, and we've only just started. But not only that, the leads that he is getting are qualified leads, which means no shows are a thing of the past. And that was literally thanks to things like changing the copy and you know, putting together a marketing funnel. So hiring a copywriter is really important. Okay, so unless I do my ads for my clients, I always say to them, either come to us and let us write your copy for you, and then you do your ads yourself, or make sure that an agency that is really good at copywriting and understands your marketing funnel is doing your copy for you, because otherwise your copy or your ads are not going to convert. So people need to feel a sense of urgency to click, and your ad needs to engage with people as well and be unique. So over here we've got, you know, we understand the market, obviously in property especially, and we've got here, whether you're a first home buyer planning to upsize, downsize, or invest, COVID-19 may have cast a grey cloud of uncertainty over those beautiful curated property purchasing plans. Right now you may be questioning whether or not to tap into the property market. So register for our upcoming webinar and stay educated and informed. Get prepared and ahead and take proactive steps towards purchasing your next property. Simple, easy, non-salesy ad, as opposed to previously where he was literally asking people to book in 30-minute consultations with him when people didn't even know who he was. So his previous ad was, you know, just not really converting, and then we changed it, and now this is working much, much better. So your ads need to be very enticing. It needs to give people a great reason to click, and it needs to also be attractive, approachable, and pretty much non-ad-like, right? So your ad needs to be not like an ad. Sounds funny, but it's true. You don't want to be selling on social media in this day and age when there are competitors left, right, and center. You want to be giving value, offering people you know, downloadable ebooks, downloadable reports, access to your webinars, things like that, and then the selling happens after. So people don't go on Facebook to be sold to, like I mentioned. People go on Facebook to be entertained, wowed, or inspired, and to learn something new. Otherwise, they will scroll right past. Second tip for tonight, interest your market with a hook. Okay, so you need to be grabbing attention with a very unique hook. So what you should do is make sure that you solve a problem in the market and create a lead magnet. All right, your lead magnet is going to offer a solution to your ideal customers, and it's going to make make sure that your value, the value that you are giving, is seen as clear and concise and irresistible. So an example of that is my How to Understand Facebook's Latest Algorithm ebook. This ebook got me so many leads. I remember in 2018 when Facebook changed its algorithm. This was back when my business was still called Thrive and Shine Coaching, before I had the Done For You services. This ebook generated hundreds of leads for me, and I actually managed to do it without a single dollar on paid ads. That is for another webinar. If you guys were on my last webinar in early August, then you would have learned how. But pretty much, whether it's paid ads or an organic strategy, Facebook has been generating leads for me for many years, and it's really, really amazing. Another tip that I have is tip number 3, focus on one problem at a time. So you really want to focus on one problem at a time, because any more than one problem at a time is going to cause confusion. You can add more onto your thank you pages. So you can add more offers onto your thank you pages, but initially you should really just solve one problem at a time. Tip number 4, which was my first part to my attention authority framework, is use a great headline. It all comes back to your headline and your copy. Your headline is very, very important. Now, when people join my program, when my clients go through my Thrive and Shine online academy, or when they do any kind of coaching with me, what I do with them is I do a headline scrambler exercise, which basically allows them to create world-class headlines which capture attention very quickly. So, an example of some headlines is the 7 surprising secrets of getting X results, or advice to your target audience. So it could be like advice to coaches who want to generate a 6-figure income. This is an example. You can obviously use your own target audience and put it in there, or use your own results and put it in these boxes. As you can see, you can replace, the problem and pop in whatever your problem is, or whatever the desired outcome is. Like, who has ever heard of coaches having a 6-figure income without a strong headline? Right? So this is an example of how you can use these frameworks and create an amazing headline for yourself. So your headline is super important. Tip number 5 is making sure that you have a highly convertible landing page. Your landing page is everything. One of my landing pages, which again helped me generate hundreds of leads, and it's a very, very simple landing page, is my 12-step guide to kickstarting your Facebook marketing funnel. This is literally an exact screenshot of this guide, of this landing page, and it converted so many leads for me over the years. So you need a landing page, because a landing page doesn't have a menu, it doesn't have distracting links, and it enables people to go straight from your ad into your email database. Okay, tip number 6. Test, 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 test. If you are going to run any kind of ad through my agency, or if you are working with my team to run Facebook ads, we will never run your ad without spending time testing. The key to a successful ad is testing variables. So a variable could be your ad campaign type, which is like, generating reach versus, driving traffic towards a landing page versus conversion versus video views, or what Andy said earlier, which was boosting posts. An ad needs to be tested. So if you ever boost posts, you're already doing it wrong and throwing money away to Facebook, because Facebook knows that people that click boost ads or boost posts are actually not really that familiar with Facebook Ads Manager. Because if you did Facebook Ads Manager, you would be able to have so many more tools and so much more access to what they have to offer you. Whereas boosting posts is literally just like, here, I've got $5, show it to whoever you want. And Facebook's not going to, spend it the same way. So when you run ads on Ads Manager, you can test things like your ad placements, your images, whether it's one single image versus a carousel, video versus image, or lookalike audience versus a targeted audience interest due to their interest group. So you could go like Bright Advocates, you could go, a lookalike audience from a previous webinar that he's run where you upload your database, versus a new audience of people who are 35 to 65 who are interested in property or their first home, or the first home buyers grant, or mortgage calculator, or people that are interested in real estate. So that's how we have run ads for our clients in the past. We always test. And you can do a lookalike audience versus a targeted audience. You can also split test your landing page. So you can run one ad that leads people to one landing page versus another that leads to another landing page. The list goes on, but testing is key. And finally, setting up your automations. Your email automations is everything. Your email automations is literally where you convert people in the funnel to go from warm to hot. So when my clients work with me, I actually give them and take them through my marketing sequence, and I actually help them either create and write their email marketing sequence, or I give them the blueprint, and they pretty much get access to my 7-step email marketing sequence, which brings people further down the marketing funnel. So essentially, you'll get email 1, which is going to be like, hey, here's your ebook, through to email 2, which is like fun fact as an example, and then email 3, email 4, all the way through to email 7. And by then, your audience or your lead is hot to go, ready to buy, and ready to know what your offer is. And from there, you really need to have a really great offer to entice them through to purchasing from you. So how is everyone finding these 7 steps? Are you guys, is this overwhelming? Are you guys excited? Like, how's everyone feeling right now after going through the 7 tips and also my 5-part attention authority framework? How's everyone feeling? I hope that this is of value for you guys, because I really think that, if you are going to run any kind of Facebook ads, what I don't want you to do is fall into the trap of just giving money to Facebook and expecting that you're going to actually get a return, and that you're just going to magically convert skeptics into buyers. Okay, so people I reckon a huge percentage of ads fail because people spend too much time too early without testing and without using any of the tips that I've just shared. So I'm really glad that this is of value. Thank you, Louise. Thanks so much. I'm glad that it's inspiring you guys. And I really hope that this will allow you to start using Facebook in the right way, in a way that's going to literally help you convert people from cold to warm. So essentially, if you guys want to learn more about what I do have an offer for you tonight, where you can learn these strategies, learn my, obviously, you know, the biggest thing that I want you guys to use is my attention authority framework. So applying these 5 steps to your Facebook ads. And ultimately, what I want you guys to gain out of all this is to be able to generate leads online and do what I did and create a 6 or even a 7-figure business using Facebook and social media and gaining traction to an audience that doesn't know who you are, that are cold and also ready to buy. Thank you, Andy. I'm glad that the testing tip is valuable. And there is definitely a lot of subtle differences between ad campaign objectives. Yes, like driving traffic, generating, yes, engagement versus video views is a big one as well. So there are some ads that are targeting just engagement to get more comments. So you can actually run ads to get more comments on your posts versus video views, etc. And Christopher said, it's giving me a clear vision of what I need to do to get my message across. Yes, awesome, Chris, love it. So tonight I have a very special webinar invitation for those that have joined me live or for those that are watching this replay. I know you guys are probably a bit webinared out. I mean, like this last month have run like 4 or 5 webinars already in the last month. Actually it's September. So this is my first webinar for, is it September? Yeah, no, it's the 31st of October of August. So this is like my 5th webinar for the month. So I know you guys are probably like, oh, there is so much to learn. What do I do now? How do I build a profitable business and a social media marketing blueprint? I've learned so much. You've probably come along to my, my Instagram masterclass. You've probably come along to my last Generate Leads Organically webinar. And now you're watching the replay of this Facebook advertising webinar and you're going, wow, what is next? So I'm going to now share with you guys how we can work together, and I'm going to offer you guys this webinar invitation offer, which is mainly available for people that join me on my webinars. So at the moment, thanks to COVID-19, we have done a little bit of a pivot and we've introduced the silver, gold, and platinum membership. Now tonight, I'm not going to introduce the silver membership because I'm aware that at the moment, with everything being online, you're probably not that interested in just doing an online program. If you are though, just let me know. Just maybe send me a direct message after this webinar. If you do want to find out about my silver membership, I do have an online members area where you have access to my Thrive and Shine Co online members academy for $197 a month. But my gold membership these days have become a lot more popular. And what we've done is we've popped in a no locked in contract month-to-month program where you actually have access to everything that I've shown you tonight and pretty much 3 years worth of live webinar recordings, and also like my online members area, which gives you training and access to things like my 7-step email marketing blueprint, the 10 email nurture sequence to send your email database, how to generate leads organically through Facebook and social media, how to generate leads using Facebook ads. It's got webinars on why your Facebook ads are not working. It's got webinars on like how to actually get your Facebook ads to start generating you traction and leads. And basically that is all for $397 per month. Plus you get a social media strategy session with me, which in itself is worth $397 $350 in itself for a 1-hour coaching and strategy session with me. And you will join my monthly Thrive and Shine Co group webinars, all for just $397 a month. How good is that? Now, it is such awesome value that we also thought we would put in a platinum membership. And this is selling like hotcakes at the moment. I am getting, I'm almost getting signups to this like daily since this started. And basically this platinum membership is the same as the gold membership. You get access to my Thrive and Shine Online Members Academy. So you get access to all of my ebooks, such as how to create a landing page that converts, the 12-step email marketing sequence, the 7 email marketing sequence as well, your automated marketing funnel. You get access to all my group webinars. And you also get 24-hour access to online training, support, and email contact, as well as my phone number if you needed to contact me for any reason, because there's an emergency with your Facebook ad. You even get access to my phone number. Now, I hope that doesn't mean 2 a.m. phone calls, although I do have my phone off in the evenings, but it does mean that you have the reliability or the, I guess, the blanket and the, you know, I guess the knowing that you do have access to me if for whatever reason you need help with your marketing funnel. Now, obviously, on top of that, I do want to give you as much value as possible. So we are throwing in a 60-minute social media strategy session each month. And on top of that as well, for anyone that signs up to this before the end of this week, so before this Friday coming, I'm also throwing in a Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn social media audit. And that in itself is worth $597. And that's a social media page audit, which looks at the visual design and the layout of your page, including things like your Instagram handle, your bio, your Instagram highlights, your Instagram grid design, your Facebook page, the visuals, the copy, the info, the layout, your LinkedIn profile as well. And what better than a monthly strategy session to ensure that you are on track from our group webinars, our group coaching, and our online members academy. So this is for $597 per month. Pre-COVID, it was $1,500 per month, and it was a 3-month locked-in program for $1,500 a month. Whereas now you can work with me literally for 1 month or a year for only $597. Now, for those that are wondering, okay, how long does it really take to actually implement a solid social media strategy? How long does it actually take to get results? I've had clients who have literally started to generate leads and create successful Facebook marketing funnels within 3 months of working with me. So on average, it takes about 3 months to implement and to create your online marketing funnel. But you know, it really depends on how much you are willing to apply what you learn, because taking action is everything. Okay, so I have spoken a lot today, and I am now going to allow you guys to ask me any questions that you have. So I'm actually going to open up the Q&A because we've still got another 6 minutes to go before the end of this session. So I'm actually going to open up a Q&A and allow you guys to ask me questions. So if you have any questions in particular, whether it's about Facebook ads or whether it's about your social media marketing funnel, let me know and leave me a comment in the chat box. And pretty much, yeah, throw them at me if you've got any questions at all. While we're at it, I also wanted to add as well that for anyone that has joined me on this webinar tonight, you do have an exclusive invitation to book a discovery call with me, where we can have a 30-minute discovery call to work out if you are a good fit for any of the programs that I've just shared tonight. So I'm going to share with you guys a link to actually book that in. I've just popped the link in the comment box below. So this link is going to allow you to pretty much have a discovery call with me so that you can work out whether or not we would be a potential good fit to either me helping you with your Facebook ads, or me or my team, or us doing your social media content, or if you have any questions about any of the things that we've discussed tonight. Alrighty, so if you have any questions, let me know, leave a comment, don't be shy. We've got a very small group tonight. This is actually the first time I've actually had such a small and warm group, but obviously, you know, we've been running so many webinars this month. A lot of them have been packed with questions and people and things like that, but I actually really like having a small group because it means I can answer your questions. So Andy, absolutely, feel free to unmute yourself.
Hey Phoebe, thank you.
Hey Andy.
Okay? Yeah, cool. So I just have a question about email marketing. I recently had my own webinar, and I'm going to have follow-up webinars.
Awesome.
And I did it through Eventbrite, and I collected about 20 people RSVP'd, and about 50% showed up. But not many of them tick the box to receive follow-up contact. And so then I didn't get those emails into my MailChimp account. And I was thinking through, I'd really like to follow up with people and say, here are the slides, or maybe another follow-up saying, oh, if you didn't make it, you can come to this one. But I'm just concerned about that idea of, can you do that legally if you don't have the double opt-in and that sort of thing? So is that something that you get around with your strategies?
Yeah, great question, Andy. So first of all, I think where you've gone wrong probably is at the start of the funnel. So if you don't mind me sharing this, I hope you don't mind it. Are you happy for me to give you constructive feedback and
Yeah,
so
totally.
what I would say is that where you've gone wrong is that you start. Where did you say you were collecting emails from again?
I put it onto Eventbrite.
Eventbrite. Yeah. So that's probably the beginning. So I reckon what you've done is, because you've gone Eventbrite, you've obviously now used a third party to collect their data, right? So rather than creating a landing page, you've gone through Eventbrite. Now, what I would recommend is always start by having a landing page and getting people to leave their phone number as an option. It doesn't have to be a required field, but it is an option. And then just in the box on your landing page, you could say something like, you know, you may receive a follow-up call after the webinar. You know, if you're happy for that, please leave your phone number as an example. So it's more that your marketing funnel hasn't been set up right. I mean, if you're using MailChimp as well, you know, you won't have as many automations and tools in the same way as ActiveCampaign, as an example. So ActiveCampaign is you know, that's the platform that I use, that I recommend. And I can send you guys a link as well to try out ActiveCampaign and, you know, and check that out. If you are serious about your email marketing funnel, then, you know, then I would highly recommend using ActiveCampaign, because pretty much essentially, you know, when you start running email marketing sequences, you really want to make sure that you're sending it out, you know, automatically in the right like time, you know, separated automatically as well. So you know, with a sequence, and you know, and that the tools that you're using are allowing people to open certain emails if they have read or opened other ones that you've sent in the past. So I hope that answers the question. But and we can definitely chat more if you jump into my Calendly link and you see an available time slot. You can jump in there and book a time, and we could have a look further at at your marketing sequence and see what your follow-up sequence is as well.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you.
Cool. Awesome. All right, so I've also got Louise here that said, thank you for sharing your knowledge. I have a question. What are your thoughts on running the same ad across Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, and Marketplace? Yeah, great question, Louise. I think that it's really important when it comes to the visuals that you obviously tailor it, because each platform is different. And, you know, your Facebook ad is going to look different to your Instagram stories, as an example. So your Facebook ad is a completely different dimension to your Instagram or your Facebook stories ads. And then Facebook Messenger and Marketplace is different again. So I would definitely not run the same thing necessarily, but you know, it's not a complete sin to run the same thing either. Different sizes and images, the same content. Yeah, okay, cool. Well, in that case, it depends on your audience. So if your audience on Instagram is different to your audience on Facebook, they're going to want to hear hear different things, and they're also going to want to, I guess, have you know, a different type of product as well. So as an example, consumers on Instagram might be a lot younger. You know, you might find that you know, young families are on Instagram versus like an older demographic on Facebook. So yeah, I would tailor it. Cool. And Chris has said, I'm busy writing my draft copy that you will get edit once it's done. Awesome, Chris. Sounds good. Looking forward to it. All right. Well, guys, I have done so much talking tonight. I hope that you guys aren't sick of hearing all of these different things. There is so much more to come. I know that, you know, people like Louise, and also like there's been a few others that have like come to every single one of my webinars, which is so awesome. So it's really great to have you guys on. It's really also awesome to meet you guys as well, like Andy, Tanvia. Great to have you on, Chris, as well. So if you want to learn more, just reach out and don't hesitate to just book a time in my Calendly link, and I will have a look at you know, what, like Andy, I'll definitely have a look at your email marketing sequence. I would suggest that that's probably where we can improve those conversions and still get people to opt in to have a conversation with you, because you've got their email, so you do have the ability to email market to them, and you can open up that option of someone booking in a consultation or a phone call or a strategy session with you through you know, through email. All right, cool. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. I will see you guys soon. Have a good night, and the replay will be sent out to you over the next 24 hours.